What do you think will be some of your greatest challenges, and how are you preparing to address them?
Elected to the office of business manager, I think the greatest challenge will probably be all the other trades trying to take our work along with time. I think what's going on at Apple right now, we see carpenters trying to do our work. I see sheet metal guys trying to do our work. Plumbers do our work all the time. Besides non-union, all these trades are after our work. Reason being, electrical is the only new thing coming up. Every other trade already has their trade established, and it's already the same. They do the same thing over and over, whether it's a different type of stud or a different type of duct. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same thing over and over. The only new coming technology is always electrical, whether it's LEDs, whether it's data centers or whatever. It's all mostly electrical work, so everybody else is starting to lose market share, and they're grasping at straws trying to keep their members working, which I understand. I would probably be doing the same thing. If we're losing work, I'd be going after somebody else's work if I had to. I mean, but we don't have to, and we got the work right now. Our biggest concern is trying to keep the work. How I would go about trying to save some of that would be, a couple things is I'd like to team up maybe with another craft that's not losing work, that the other trades are going after, especially the carpenters and laborers. They're trying to take our work, so I team up with maybe the plumbers or whoever, or ask them if they'd like to team up to go after these other trades. Carpenters are doing our work. We should have pickets out there if we can get them, but we need sanction for that. We can't just go out and start picketing. I know guys had sick outs. That's illegal. You know, that's an illegal strike. We can get sued for that kind of stuff. So we can't do that, but we can get strike sanctions for the building trades, but we have to present a good case. So we have to team up, make friends, and be able to do that kind of thing. I'm trying to keep it short. Sorry, it's just yes or no questions would be more than me.
Okay, very good. Well, your second question is, as a business manager, you'll be responsible for appointing agents and organizers. What criteria will you use to appoint members to these positions? And will you allow elected officers to serve in these positions? Will you use a different criteria when appointing an S&C representative? And if so, what steps will you take to ensure the member is respected in the field and has a strong comprehension of the S&C agreement? So it's a multi-part question, and if you need to, you can refer to this, but the first part of it is what criteria will you use to appoint members to, as far as agents and organizers?
Well, for agents and organizers, I'm looking for people who, basically the same type of people the contractors are looking for. People who are knowledgeable in what they do, people who present themselves well, people who are not going to create conflict but are going to solve problems. The same type of personality most contractors are looking for. It's not a difficult thing to do. I mean, we have a lot of people like that out there. The only thing is selecting them based on their knowledge, their skill level, and basically their communication skills. People who actually will work for our members and who our members respect because they've already established themselves in one way or another.
And so, will you use a different criteria when appointing an S&C representative?
No, that's the same criteria I would use for an S&C representative.
Okay. And so how are you going to vet these candidates? The question is, how do you assure that a member or candidate for your appointment from you is respected in the field and has a strong comprehension of the agreement?
For
S&C.
For S&C, okay. For S&C, I don't work in S&C, so I don't know a whole lot of S&C people. I do know a handful. I've already started the process in asking people who they know who are just as you described, knowledgeable, respected. And I will talk to other S&C people. I have 3 names right now. I'm not going to give them out, but I got 3 names that are on my list. I've spoken with one already, and my criteria is I'll speak with the one, just like I did, and ask that person who they know who is respected in the field, who they think would be a good person, a good candidate. And I'll talk to that person, and then ask that person who they feel would be a good candidate. Sooner or later, a handful of names rise to the top, and that's what I want to do. If there's an S&C member out there and they have a name, I'd like to speak with them, and I'll add that to the list, and then I'll work my way up that way. That's my plan.
Very good. Question number 3. As business manager, you'll be representing all members in a variety of classifications, S&C, residential, city workers, material handlers, etc. What do you think are some of the key issues facing these classifications, and what policies are you prepared to propose to address those issues?
Well, I think that the biggest issue with the all the other classifications other than the inside is why and how they were established. Most of these classifications were established to take some of the work away from the inside wiremen and give it to a lower paid classification. Residential, sound and communication, they're set up to give the contractor a better rate so they can bid these jobs and get the work. That was a good plan at the time. However, all these guys now are real union members and they want better money to do their work. I mean, obviously, we all do, and they deserve better wages. But again, the original intent of this thing was to keep their wages down. That's very difficult to say, hey, we're gonna take the residential guys and put them at $40, $60 an hour, or whatever, and now they don't have any work. So what's the point of having the classification if they don't have a job? My thought on the whole issue with all the classification, whether it's S&C, residential, or material handlers, whatever, is to have some type, and I can't say that I have this planned out and that it's going to work, but I'm going to try to work something out where we have some kind of stepping stone to get into the inside program based on their experience and their knowledge that stuff they've already done. It's not impossible to do that, but it's not also an easy task because there's other things involved. And with the S&C, it's even a worse deal because they're represented by NorCal District 9, and that's all the agents, all the business managers negotiate for those guys, and that's their agency as well. So they, one person, one local cannot make a decision on anything. They have to get together with all the other locals. And if you're talking 302 or maybe 180, those locals, their wages, and those electronic communication workers are actually fairly good. So when they're negotiating, they're doing great. Our guys are getting screwed because we have a lot higher standard of living here, and so we have to somehow separate us from them a little more. They have different tiers already, but their tier is still, even though it's lower than ours, it's still fairly good for that area. So somehow we have to separate and get in the mix and start working for our members. 1 second.
We're gonna try the single speaker, see if that works.
Test 1, test 2.
Right? If it works, it works.
Test 1, test 2.
Let's get into that, right?
Share my kid.
Drop the mic after.
Yeah, you do it. Right in the mud, right in the mud.
Okay. Question number 4. As business manager, you'll be a permanent member of all negotiating committees. How do you intend to prepare for upcoming negotiations? And what are the important issues you think need to be addressed in future contracts for different classifications?
Can you ask me that question again?
Yes. So it's a very broad question. Says you're going to be part of all the negotiating committees. How do you prepare? How do you intend to prepare for the upcoming negotiations? And what are the most important issues you think need to be addressed in future contracts for the different classifications? So you already talked about S&C.
Yeah. That, again, the S&C. You're part of a team. You're not the main negotiator at that point. So there's not much you can do with that one. As far as the other classifications, all you can do is see what the issues are that they're facing. Most of it I see is healthcare. Really, that's the big concern for every class, whether it's sound and comm, inside, or residential, or material handlers. Healthcare is going through the roof, and really we don't have a whole lot a say in how high it goes, because the insurance companies are the ones raising the rate. So no matter what we want to do, we're subject to their whims. So we have to prepare for that, and that's one of the concerns I have when it comes to negotiations is how we're going to address that. Right now, the inside guys are able to bank a bunch of hours and up to a year. One of the ideas I had for the inside, and I don't know if it'll work or not, and I don't know if it's even possible, but I'd like to take the hours, and not necessarily increase them, but when you reach your max on your bank hours, take some of the money, like $1 an hour. Right now, when you reach the bank, the rest of it just goes into a pool for the members, spreads out, and that's cool. It helps the membership, but it doesn't do anything for the member who's already earned all the hours and has banked a year's worth of hours. What I like to do is take some of the money after he banks his whole amount, and not all of it, but a percentage of it, and put it in his HRA account. Because this way we still help the members. That it still gets dispersed amongst the members, but some of it, that person who earned that total year of bank hours can start adding HRA hours, or HRA money into his account besides. And if it can be done, I want to push for that, because now it gives at least the extra credit for the guy who's already banked his hours. He's not losing it all, which, I mean, again, it's not a bad thing to share with the other members. That's what unions do. But he should also get something in return for that.
Right on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Awesome idea.
Question 5. The current business manager ran on a campaign to move dispatch time to 7 a.m., post the job site location, and provide the foreman's name on each call. Some of these policies were adopted while others were not. If elected to the office of business manager, are there any dispatch procedures you wish to address or change? And some of the examples they have here: double booking, member, non-member designation, 3 strikes rule, foreman name call. So generally address how you think dispatch is and what you would like to see.
Well, dispatch, the one thing I do like is a 2-week rolling shortfall. I really like that. But that's not in our agreement. You know, that's something that should be addressed at some point, and hopefully try to get it in there. But I don't know if we can, because I think that might be category 1 language. I have to check. We might not even be able to change that. But really, we at least have some kind of procedure that says that's why we're doing it. The other thing I'd like to change on that is the 3-strike rule. 3 strikes, nobody strikes out anymore, and because of that, we got 50 guys steady on book 1 that never move because they don't get dinged off for jobs.
How is that a problem?
Well, the problem is not so much for our guys, but for the travelers. You got guys out there working and double booking, like we said in the letter here, that they're filling up the books. It looks like we have all these guys available for work, and we don't. Right? Nobody's taking the calls because they're not here, but they're not rolling off the books either. So somebody has to address that and figure out a way to either, if you're going to take a call, take a call. If you're not going to take a call, why are you on the books, right? And if you can get on the books and there's a reason for you not taking a call, that's another issue. Right now, our issue has been, guys, there's a lot of different reasons why guys don't roll off or don't get dinged. Maybe you got a non-eligible for that shop. Maybe you have you're on disability or something like that. And I can see maybe a way of freezing you where you're at and not moving you up. Some people will just move up all the way to the top and never take a call, never get dinged.
Okay. So the format is that we're going to do the Q&A, the questions that have been prepared and presented to the candidates beforehand, and you'll be free to talk with the candidates afterwards.
We almost make a motion or something to make an exception for business manager. I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear.
Yeah, because how we didn't know
How would you come back?
Hold on, take the mic, Ryan.
Take the mic.
Address it.
Just real quick.
Boom.
Out of respect for the person who is actually speaking, I would like to refrain from the questions. I thought it was important that they had the questions in advance so they could come prepared, because these are not answers that they're going to have to come with on a split second. And because not all the candidates are here, I don't think it's fair to catch somebody off guard. What I would recommend, though, is after this presentation is over, talk to them one-on-one, because everybody has a unique experience, everybody has a unique situation, and ask them what the position is and engage them. Gil?
Oh, Sean said he came in late, and Javier, he got a chance to get his question.
Sean's going to speak too.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already talked about it.
There are more expected.
All right.
There are more brothers running for office expected. Okay.
And if anybody wants to ask me the questions after, I'll be happy to talk to you, whether it's in a group or in person.
It's not fair to have to be able to grill these candidates questions when the candidates who are not here.
Understood, even though I liked his answer. It's understood. I like where
Everyone,
he's going.
everyone get that?
There's a lot of different opinions on that.
Good spot to ask
Just let him answer. I mean, the general consensus is saying,
we got set. We got set.
you can answer. You're a very capable man. You're a smart guy. You can answer. I mean, just keep it to a respectable level.
No,
We got format, bro.
the format
We got
was
format.
established before we started, and it's not fair for the people who are here to answer questions in a free-form format that other candidates don't have to be grilled on themselves. Okay? All the candidates were invited. Not all of them could make it. All of the candidates were presented the questions in advance. Okay? This is the only fair way to do it.
I will answer any questions you guys got after if you want. I mean,
Right on.
I'll be here.
Number 6. As business manager, thank you. As business manager, one of your primary
Can you
responsibilities.
give Robert the mic, please, when he asks the question?
As business manager, one of your primary responsibilities is facilitating
Steve's
the
getting drunk on
organization
water.
of the local union jurisdiction, establishing friendly relations with employers, and protecting the jurisdiction of the IBW. What tools and strategies will you use to expand our total market share? What are the threats you think our industry is facing that have the potential to impact our market share and scope of work? What steps do you intend to take to prevent loss of work? So, you've addressed some of these a little bit, but any additional thoughts on protecting our work?
Yeah, that's pretty much straight out of the Constitution. I believe that a lot of that stuff's already established. I mean, to improve market share, we have an organizer. You know, a membership development guy would be good. One of the things I was thinking about, and again, this is difficult, but so you need people who actually can push this, is try to get a local hire rule in with the cities and counties in the area, because let's face it, all these non-union guys are coming in. They're coming in from out of town where labor's fairly low wages, and they can bus them in. They can house them for cheaper than what they can pay us. The only thing we have is our quality and our skill and how good we can get these jobs done. And so when we get these jobs, they're basically paying Cadillac prices, and we got to give them a Cadillac. And we can't be doing Volkswagen work for Cadillac prices, basically. And these guys, they don't care because they're paying for a Volkswagen when these guys, and they get Volkswagen work. You know, so they don't have to worry about the quality as much as we do. But again, if we can get a local hire rule set up, and again, we'd have to work with the building trades, work with the politicians who we help get elected to try to get something like that in. And I think we could pass that because the communities, I think, would accept that. That's not something that's unheard of. Also, it might be a good idea to start calling some of these, not contractors, but owners, and telling them, hey, IBW has skill environment. We want to do the work for you. If you allow us to get in there, we'll go ahead and advertise your business or help you out or do whatever we can for you. That's another way of doing things. But again, it takes people who are dedicated, who can do that, and we're not going to shy away from all the extra work.
All right, so the last part of the format here is a closing statement. Dan, tell the membership why you think they should vote for you to be the next business manager.
I don't have any issues with where you guys vote for wherever you want. I mean, if you want to vote for me, that's cool. I'm giving you a choice. I've been around for 35 years. I've been on negotiating teams. I've been an agent for 2 different business managers. I've done pretty much every job you can imagine out there, you know, and I think I've done a fairly good job at every one of them. And everywhere I've left it better than it was when I got there, in my opinion. Maybe others might don't think that, but that's their opinion. But again, you won't make a bad choice no matter who you pick. Everybody here cares about the local. Everybody here wants to do the right thing. I'm just here because I think I'm the best qualified for the position. And if that's what you want, the best qualified, then vote for me. If you want somebody who has vision and is going to do good work for you, anybody else would work. Everybody's going to do the best job they can. I know that. And I don't think either one of us is going to screw this thing up. Really, I mean, no, so it doesn't matter who you pick, you're going to be okay. just that I'm giving you the choice, and I believe I have the qualification, skills, and knowledge to do the best job. Thank you.
All right, Dan. What's up? Go that way.
John
Just call me Ching.
Shirley.
No, I sure